Hey guys, how you all doing? Ali here. In today's video, as promised, I'm going to do a taste test of the Chaiiwalla menu. I feel like I'm probably the only guy who's never actually eaten here, so it's about time. So I'm going to go through this menu. I'm literally just going to ping through, eat as much as I possibly can, give you guys that taste test. So yeah, I'm going to look through the menu, I'm going to crack on with the review, order lots of food, but just very quickly, thank you so much for subscribing. Really honoured that you guys would join the journey, but let's crack on. Right, so I am in the Stockport Road branch. This is actually a new branch. They're actually not open from this moment. However, from when this video does go out, they will be open. They'll be open for takeaway for sure. And then when the lockdown eases, I imagine they'll be open probably for you to sit in as well, because it's actually quite swanky in here. It looks really nice. Branding is on point. It's just a nice place to sit down really. So I'm looking forward to getting my food, having my food and reviewing that food for you guys. Just having a quick look at the menu as they're actually cooking the food. These guys are famous for their street food. They're known for their street food, their Indian street food. They've got a good sort of section. I'm gonna, like I said, ping through those. I'm gonna try and get one of everything. However, they actually have a good breakfast section as well. These are like full meals rather than what you'd get on a street food, like a small sort of thing. This is like a full meal. So I'm gonna get the desi breakfast, for example. Then I'm gonna get the alva puri as well. Desi breakfast has a little bit of everything. So looking forward to trying that. And then, if your boy's got room, I'm gonna go over to the desserts as well. So I'll try and have some of those there for you as well. Food is on its way, but before I do that, I'm just going to go for the drinks first. So I'm going to have some pink tea, or as my father would love me to say, Kashmiri tea, but it's pink tea on the menu, so I'm going to try that first. I sprinkled a little bit of pistachio on there as well. We've got Grak chai, which I've been informed Grak actually means strong, so a little bit of trivia there for you guys. I did not know that, so that's new information to me, but it's interesting. And then we've got a coffee as well, because your boy loves coffee, so they've been kind enough to bring all three out. So I will try the pink tea first. Let's go for it. It's quite sweet. I quite like that actually. It's quite creamy. It's got a good little taste to that actually. It's got a good sweetness, but it's not overpowering. I think the pistachios go really well with that as well. You know, it's funny because it actually reminds me of being in actually Kashmir, because that's where I have pink tea. So good start. Let's go for the Grak chai next. I've never had a Grak chai. I don't think I've ever had one, so this is actually going to be my first impression of a Grak chai. So let's give it a go. And what place to have it, right? So Chaiiwalla, they're known for it, so let's give it a go. It's got like a really deep, nice taste to it. I think it's got, I feel like there's a little bit of cardamom in there. I want to say cardamom, but again, I've never had Grak chai, so it's actually really new to me. But it's got a, like quite a unique taste, I'll say. It's quite deep, it's quite strong. It's nice, so like the name suggests, it's quite strong, but I like it. I'm gonna finish that one for sure. That's a little bit of a surprise. I've not had it before, so I do like it. Let's now go for coffee, something that I know, something that I drink every day. That's nice. I'm really hungry, so excited now to move on to the desi breakfast. So this looks really good. So there's an omelette, there's a paratha, there's some roti there as well, there's some chana, and there's a little bit of dal as well. So it's got a good little mix of different things actually. So I'm gonna tuck straight in actually and go for the paratha, because this looks cool. So we're gonna go for this, and we're gonna, let's have some chana with it as well. So paratha and chana, classic combination. Let's try it. Good little kick to the chana. That actually tastes homemade to me. That's got a really good consistency actually to the chickpeas. I really like that. It's got a decent amount of kick, a decent amount of spice. It tastes pretty homemade if I'm being honest. We're gonna actually have the dal next. Let's give that a go. Really pretty colour. It's quite vibrant. Quite buttery, but also got a bit of spice to that as well. I'm not sure which I prefer. I actually quite like them both, and considering I'm not a massive chana and dal eater, these are actually winners. These are really good. Let's now go for the roti actually. Seriously, Mum would be so happy watching me eat roti. It's a nice breakfast actually. It's quite filling. It's sort of, the portion sizes are really healthy. I'm gonna now try the omelette, because I've actually not had that yet. The omelette looks really good, guys. It's actually a good size to this as well, I have to say. Portion sizes are definitely really good. Right, so I've got the masala omelette here. There's some cheese. I'm not sure if you guys can see the gooiness of the cheese. That was a bit of a surprise, welcome surprise, because I love my cheese, man. So I'm looking forward to trying that. One thing I like about this omelette is usually, I don't know if people can emphasize what I'm going to say, but usually I hate when eggs are crispy. Like, you know, if you cook an omelette and it has crispy edges, I really don't like that. This is actually like really smooth, so there's no crispiness, which I love. good amount of cheese. I like the toppings in there as well. For me, that's actually cooked perfectly. And it's a good size for this kind of breakfast as well. So if you were to get this, it's definitely going to fill you up. And it's just got a really, really good balance of flavors, I think. Happy to move on, but really, really good start. Okay, so I've got 3 more things in front of me. They all look and smell fantastic. I'm going to start with the aloo paratha. These just look like really good comfort food. I'm dipping them into a side of yogurt. There's some mint there as well. Love the addition to spiced potato with that paratha. That's really good. I can imagine us having this actually with like a cup of tea, maybe like a coffee. It's good comfort food. It's quite warming, delicious. Right, so how good does this chili chip butty look? So these are some chips tossed in some spices with some cheese in a bun. It's got a really, really good portion size here, I have to say. This looks really, really filling. This looks really, really filling. I'm just gonna tuck straight into this one, guys. There's some onions in there. There's a little bit of tomato in there, some cheese in there. There's a really, really good amount of chips. This is essentially a really, really nice Asian chip butty. That's the best way to think of it. You know when you have like a chip butty, this is like an Asianified version and it's really, really good. Oh, look at this, guys. The size of it. This looks good to me. This looks really, really good. Right, this is the Karachi Bun Kebab. So this is like a soft lamb patty wrapped in an omelette in a bun. This is like proper Pakistani street food. I was actually going to do a Pakistani street food tour, but then this whole situation happened. I couldn't go. This is the kind of thing I expected to actually fly over and eat. So I'm really excited to try this actually. Let's give it a go and try and not be messy with it. The actual lamb has got a good amount of spicing. It's got a really soft texture to it, which is actually quite nice. I didn't really expect that, but I like that. There's an addition of onions in there to give it a bit more of a texture, a bit of a crunch. Some spice in there too. The egg, again, just like in my desi breakfast, actually cooked really well because I don't like crispy eggs at all. These are cooked, so they're not crispy, so really, really tasty. I'm liking this actually. I would say have a few bites and then get a knife and fork. If you're like me, you're super, super messy, but let's move on, guys. There's plenty more food coming in the video. Right, so these are the masala chips. This is actually a bit of a signature item at Chaiiwalla. Look how much cheese you get. That makes me a happy man. I love cheesy, sort of deep, rich flavors. The actual chips themselves look good. Let's give them a go. Garnish with a bit of spring onion as well. That is really tasty, guys. I mean, especially for like the pricing, you just cannot go wrong with that at all. I can imagine maybe going on like a shopping trip, or maybe I'm in town or something and just popping by, having like a nice coffee, having some masala chips, maybe the bun kebab. Actually, I eat quite a lot. I was just about to list off like 8 things that I would have. You might not want to have 8 things, but I can certainly imagine someone popping by, having a nice drink and a nice little meal here for sure. The masala chips, however, I think is one of their marquee items. Certainly one of the ones that I recognised. Really, really good. Guys, so continuing the review, but just want to say again, thank you for helping me get to 5K. When I get to 10K, inshallah I get to 10K, if I can get there, what I'm going to do is actually a full day of eating, and I'm going to do 10,000 calories in one day. So if I get 10,000 subscribers, I'll do 10,000 calories in one day. If you want to see that, you know what you need to do, subscribe to this channel. Also, just as another little thank you actually for you guys subscribing, what I'm actually doing is a giveaway with Chaiiwalla as well. By the time this video goes out, the details of that would have been on my Instagram. If you follow that, great, you've seen it. If you haven't, I'll give you the details now. So it's going to be a meal for 2, it'll be breakfast for 2 people. What you need to do is actually hop over to Instagram, follow the Chaiiwalla main page. I'll link that in the description of this video, and you need to subscribe to my channel just so I know you've entered. If you can comment on this video, you can just put something like I'm in, or I'm in for the giveaway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to collate all of the names that have actually entered the giveaway. I'll put them into like a name picker type thing, so it'll be completely random, I'll be completely transparent, and I'll pick a winner and then I'll give you those details. So yeah, if you do want to enter that giveaway for a meal for 2, all you need to do is go and follow Chaiiwalla's main Instagram page, which again I'll link in the description, and subscribe to this channel and comment on this video to tell me that you're in. Anyway, let's move on to the actual samosa cone. In the samosa cone you get 5 vegetable samosas. Let's give them a go. Now this is actually a Bombay sauce which comes with the samosas, so it only feels right to dip. Let's do it. It's a good amount of crisp there. It's a good amount of filling too, actually. It's kind of filled to the brim, which is nice. I actually quite like the sauce as well. That's pretty tasty. Still got quite a lot of room in my belly, guys. Who's with me? If you're still with me in this video at this point, hit like on the video so I know you're with me. I'm going to go for the alva puri next, okay? Because I've tried the desi breakfast, but this is actually also a classic desi breakfast, actually. My sister makes a fantastic alva puri. Giving her a quick shout out there, big baji. So I'm going to try the puri now, which looks really, really good. I'm going to try the alva as well. It's got a bit of sprinkled pistachio. I'm probably not necessarily going to have the chana because I've tried that before and I really, really enjoyed that. So I know I like that. But I'm going to go for this puri. I'm going to have some alva with it. I'm looking forward to this because I've had a lot of savoury food, so a little bit of sweetness sounds good. Nice big mouthful there, guys. That is one of the best alva puris I've had in Manchester for sure. It's something that I quite enjoy. Like I said, I have it at home more than anything, but that's actually really, really good. The alva's got a really good amount of sweetness to it, but it's not like overpowering. Sometimes I do feel like it can be a bit oily and a bit overpowering. This, however, is not like that at all. The actual puri itself has got a really good texture. It's quite flaky. Again, that's not too oily. So it's got a really, really good balance of sweetness and textures. I really like that. The chana I had in the desi breakfast, and I absolutely love the chana, so I know I like that for sure. But I really like the alva puri. I think I would probably get, out of the breakfast, I think I would just get them both if I'm being honest, because I eat a lot. If two of you are coming, if two of you win this giveaway, one of you get the alva puri and the other one get the desi breakfast because they're both really, really good. Right, so moving on now to a little drinks section of the menu. How pretty do these drinks look? I have to say, I'm a sucker for a pretty drink, right? These look pretty good. They've got like a lemon base as well, which I really like. So I'll just review these quickly individually for you before I go back onto the food. I'm going to start with iced coffee, because as you know, I start every single day with an iced coffee, and this is pretty bougie. So this is the Gregero coffee. If this was on my route, I think I would get this regularly. You guys know I drink coffee every single morning anyway, especially iced coffee. I only drink iced coffee. This is actually a very, very good one. It's a contender. I would happily put this in my bougie glass. If you follow my Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. We're now going to move on to the other drinks. So these are all Nimble water. So Nimble just means lemon. So they're like lemon waters, so sparkling lemonade. Just, I would imagine. I've not tried them yet, if I'm being completely honest with you. But we've got a blue one, slightly bitter. We've got a mint one, which I imagine might taste a little bit like a mojito actually. And then we've got a strawberry one as well. So got a really, really good selection there. Let's go for the right hand first. Let's go for strawberry. That pretty much is as advertised. It pretty much tastes like a strawberry lemonade, which is really, really good. Let's go for the mint flavour. Do you know what, guys? I'll be honest, this is take two, right? I did the first take, it didn't sound right, so I'm doing it again. It sounded like I was saying it's a mojito, it's not. It tastes like a virgin mojito. It tastes like the mojito from Clearway, which is a protein product. It tastes just like that. It's quite refreshing, actually. I quite enjoy this. I think this would be actually quite nice as spicy food, bit of a palate cleanser. Let's try blue flavour. Oh, that's a little bit sweeter, actually, than the others. That's really nice. These are all on the menu. They're all priced and they've all got the names and whatnot. I've just got a terrible memory. But I do know this is strawberry. I do know this is mint. We've got some Gregero coffee here, and I'm gonna, for now, I'm gonna call this blue. I'm gonna put in the description what it actually is. But from now on, this is called the blue Nimble water, guys. Really tasty.
That's exactly.
Is that what it's called? Oh, did you guys see that? It's actually, I guessed it right. I guessed it right. It's called the blue Nimble water. This is actually probably my favorite, and I just like the fact that it looks really bougie. So I like this one. It's my favorite. Right, so I've got two things here. So I've got the Tikka Naan and I've also got the vegetable kebab roll as well. So two little things there. I like the way these are packaged, I have to say. I like the packaging in general in Chaiiwala. You guys have probably all been before, but this is new to me, right? And it's exciting and I like it. It's got a really, really good blend actually of meat-based dishes and veggie-based dishes, so I quite like that. So I'm going to try, like I said, the vegetable roll first. It's a little bit different to what I was expecting actually. It looks kind of like, I'm just going to open it and have a look and be a bit cheeky. It's kind of shaped actually like a seat kebab really, but in a roll. It looks really, really cool. It smells good too. Okay, so it's a good little selection of vegetables in there. Some carrots and peas, some potato. There's some mint and yogurt sauce in there as well. I'm not a massive veggie sort of fan of my mains really. If I have a main, generally it's a meat-based dish, but I have to say the veggie options here are actually really, really good. Surprisingly good, because this is a little bit of a revelation. I'm really enjoying this veggie roll. Oh, I just want to mention something quickly. So like I said, I'm in the branch down at Stockport Road. When this video goes live, the branch will actually be open. However, they'll be doing deliveries, right, because of the lockdown for over the next month. But something that's actually quite important, and I don't really ever touch, and a lot of places don't really talk about, it's actually really important, is if you consider you're going to get a takeaway and you want like a desi breakfast. Now, that breakfast has some dry components and wet components, right? So it's got like the chana, which is quite like a wet sort of part of the meal, and then you've got like the paratha, which is obviously dry. One thing that I like actually is the takeaway boxes here. I just think that's really nice. It's quite considerate because you can have like the paratha, the roti, etc. on one side. That can stay on one side, and then the different compartments, the different wet elements, they don't mix, which seems like a, you know, it's an oversight for a lot of restaurants, but I like that they've actually taken time and effort into actually just sorting that out. So if you do get the delivery, you know that the different things aren't going to mix and it's going to look really, really nice. Right, so I've been given a little box here. It's nice and warm. What do you guys think is actually in this box? I've had a lot of food, right? So if a lot of you have been to Chaiiwala, you've probably looked at all the things that I've had. What have I not had yet? We are looking at a samosa chaat up in here. There's a vegetable samosa chaat, some yogurt, there's some tamarind there, some vegetable samosa. That looks pretty good actually. It smells really nice. It's got quite a nice aroma to it. You know, I'm gonna tuck. This is a good portion size here. There's a lot of samosa going on here. You might be able to see the steam on that as well. It's actually super hot, really, really, really fresh. Give that a go. I love the tamarind sauce on that. Just adds a bit of sweetness to the actual samosa because the samosa is quite spicy. Chickpeas in there. I like that the pastry on the samosa is actually retained, because sometimes when you have like a samosa chaat and you put lots of hot stuff on top of it, the heat, it kind of condenses the samosa, gets like essentially like soggy. But if you guys know what I'm trying to say, here it's actually retained its crunch, which is really, really nice. So the tamarind is great, the flavor profile is nice, good kick to it, and like I said, the samosa has actually retained its consistency and its texture. There's a good little crunch there. That's a really, really good samosa chaat, guys. Okay, so I'm actually going to try something that I've never had before. I don't think I've ever tried paneer before. This is covered in a pepper and onion sauce with just a bit of spring onion as garnish, so I'll try that. Like I said, this is my first time having it, so I don't know if I'm going to like it, if I'm being completely honest, but as always, I shall be honest. It's a very, very new texture and taste for me, I have to say. Right, so just had because I was like, you know what, I've got to be a bit fair. As a reviewer, it's always hard because, let's just for example say you don't like, I don't know, tomatoes, just for example, right? But then you have the greatest tomato ever made, right? It's crisp, it's juicy, it's got a great flavor, it's organic, it's grown well, it's the greatest tomato in the whole world, and you buy it, you go, nah, it's not nice. But the fact is, it's a beautiful tomato, right? It's the best tomato in the world. So you have to kind of balance what you like and then what really good cooking standards are. So what I did, to be sort of fair, is there's actually cameraman's wife, my sister-in-law, she's actually a vegetarian, she likes paneer. I asked her to try it and she says it's very good. So if you like paneer, I mean, on good authority, told that this is a very, very good paneer dish. Okay, so we're now moving on to the dessert section of the video. I am excited to try this. So this is the pink chai cake. So you guys probably heard of milk cake. You know I love milk cake. I'm really, really big fan. This is sort of similar to that, you know, so it's a sponge cake with some cream on top, but it's actually pink tea actually poured in. So I've poured in my pink tea. Just a quick one, if you are pouring it, make sure to pour it from the side, not at the top, because then the milk will go to the bottom, and of course the cake absorbs from the bottom or the top, so just pour it from the side. I'm excited to try this. I've never even heard of anything like this, I have to say, so it's unique, it's different. The pink chai is warm as well, so that should give the cake a nice sort of texture, nice and soft. Oh, that is really good. It's really indulgent. You know what I like about this? This is no shade to milk cake. I love milk cake. You know, milk cake can be a little bit too sweet sometimes because you've got the cream, you've got obviously the evaporated milk, the condensed milk, that kind of stuff, so it gets super, super sweet. This is actually, the pink chai is not super sweet, so it actually goes really, really well with the cake. So there's enough sweetness there for you, whilst it's a really nice, sweet dessert. It's actually not too sweet, it's not overpowering. I love the addition actually of the pink chai. So that coffee that I had earlier, you can have either that or the actual tea as well, so good two options there. I like this actually, I think this is a little bit of a winner for sure. Okay, so the pink chai cake is unbelievable. Highly, highly recommend that. I want everyone to try that. It's so unique, so different. I love that. But they've actually given me a little dessert platter. They've been kind enough to put lots of stuff on one sort of big old platter for me, big plate. I love the blend between Asian desserts and sort of Western desserts as well. So we've got like the gulab jamun, we've got the gajurni alva, which looks fantastic. We've got some ice cream to have with that because that goes really well, classic combination. But then we've got these Western desserts as well. So we've got a really good mix here. I'm gonna go through all of these. I'm so lucky. I'm gonna go through all of these desserts and do a nice little end of the review for you guys. Yeah, like I said, I'm loving the look of the sort of the more desi desserts, and even sort of the English ones have got some sprinklings of like Asianifization in there as well. So for example, yeah, I made that word up. So for example, we've got a cheesecake here, but it's got a bit of gulab jamun in it, which is a really interesting touch. We've got, I believe this is a cheesecake as well, but it's got some gajarni alva in there as well, which is a really nice touch. Okay, so I'm gonna go through these desserts now. Like I said, I love the little mixture of different cultures actually. So you've got the classic desi desserts, like you've got the we call it gajarni alva, but I think on the menu it's gajarni alva, and that's probably what we'll do, I would imagine, with some ice cream just to go with it. That goes really well. You've got some gulab jamun, classic as well, but the sort of more Western desserts have actually got sprinklings of some Asian influences there too. So one of the cheesecakes, for example, has gulab jamun, which looks great. The other cheesecake has a bit of gajarni alva, which is, I've never had that before, but just thinking about it, it sounds like a really, really good flavour combination. And we've got a mousse here, which is a chocolate Chai mousse, with chocolate with a bit of Chai flavour in there as well, which again, actually sounds fantastic. So I'm going to crack on with this. I'm not sure what to go for first. There's so much in front of me. I'm going to try that without ice cream, because I want to know what it's like on its own. This has got such a lovely colour to it, I have to say. I really, really like the look of this colour. I've eaten a lot of food, guys. The food's gone to my brain. I like the look of this alva. It's got a beautiful colour to it. Let's try it. That is so good. The indulgence, the decadence on that, the deep, it's got such a deep, rich flavour. Like there's a good portion to it for sure, but the actual like amount of flavour per spoonful is phenomenal. Like I say, it's very rich. You can put a bit of ice cream with it just to kind of balance the sweetness. Not to understate it, guys, because I want to move on because there's quite a few desserts here, but this combination here, gajarni alva with some ice cream, is absolutely phenomenal. Highly recommend you get this too. I'm just going to have some gulab jamun now, guys. Going to mix that with the ice cream as well. Ooh. So I'm loving the orange bowl of goodness, but I have to move on. There's lots of desserts to get through, but I'm definitely going back to that. Gulab jamun's good too. I like it with the ice cream. I like that it's warm. Generally, weirdly, I actually eat gulab jamun cold. I've just got a thing for cold gulab jamun, but that's pretty good too. I like it with the ice cream. The ice cream does balance the sweetness quite well, because these can be quite heavy, they can be quite sweet. The ice cream is essential just to balance that sweetness, but guys, the gajarni alva, man, you need to try it. Moving on now. Oh, this cheesecake feels very light. This gajarni alva cheesecake, it's actually got a really, really good lightness to it. A bit of a surprise, a good surprise. Yeah, so I cut through that really easily, which is a good thing. It's super light by just sort of running my spoon through it. Let's give that a go. Most cheesecakes, especially at the end of a meal, can be a bit heavy, right? That's actually, like I said, really light. The biscuit crumb gives it a little bit of texture because there's a lot of the actual cheese, right? Super soft. The biscuit there gives it a little bit of crunch, a little addition of sort of an Asian influence really with the gajarni alva. That's a really welcome addition as well, because that's absolutely delicious, to be honest with you. So that is a really nice little cheesecake, and actually not too heavy. Right, let's cut this gulab jamun cheesecake. Let's do it, guys. This one is definitely more of a traditional cheesecake, I would say, set slightly differently. So, you know, if you like your sort of New York style cheesecake, I think this is probably the one that you're going to go for, but I'll try it first and give you my opinion. Super, super rich. I think there's some pistachio on the top there, some gulab jamun at the bottom. I would say it's much richer than the gajarni alva cheesecake. They're very different, so it's quite nice that they've actually got two types of cheesecake and they're actually quite different. Let's actually move on now to the chocolate Chai mousse. This is something that I've never had actually. This is first time having this. So should have a decent amount of chocolate in there and like a hint of Chai flavour as well. As you can definitely taste the rich chocolate, the indulgence there, but if you're a fan of Chai, you'll definitely get that taste, but it's actually not overpowering. It's really, really nice. It kind of complements the chocolate really, really well. Quite rich, it's quite heavy. So if you are looking for some like a dessert and you like chocolate, I would probably just get that and not get like 2 or 3 like I have. But it's a really, really good generous portion size. Really, really rich. It's quite nice and it's actually unique. So try something different, guys, man. Try something with like a chocolate mousse with some Chai in it. That's really nice. Hey guys, so morning after actually, so did that review. I had so much food. I actually had some sort of food coma. Completely forgot to do an outro. So doing one from my apartment from home. So yeah, really enjoyed my meal at Chaiiwalla. I'm so glad I got to do like a full menu taste test for these guys. I think it's a cool spot for like a casual little meal really. So I can see myself, you know, if I'm going shopping or something along those lines, grabbing a tea and a little quick bite for sure. Breakfast was really, really good as well. That pink Jai cake though, that I've never seen anywhere, so that was really, 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 really good. Hey man, for sure on that one. Thank you so much for watching till the end. This has been a little bit of a longer video, I think actually. So thank you if you have stayed by to the end. Drop the video a like if you liked the video, and also if you want to be in that giveaway, just comment I'm in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to count all the people that are in, and I'll get their names, put them in a sort of a number, not a number, like a name generator type thing, and it'll pick out like a random name, and I'll let you guys know on my next YouTube video who's actually won that competition. All you need to do, like I said, is just put I'm in and subscribe to the channel, and I'll enter you into that competition. This video should be going out on Wednesday the 11th. The last entry can be Friday the 13th. So you've got 2 days from when this video actually goes live. You can actually enter that competition. So good luck in that. Thank you for staying by. I know it's been a little bit of a long one, but it's been a fun one. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in that next one. Bye, 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 bye.